Alright guys, so by the title you already know what this is about, a Q&A. First of all, this is the first video back from the competition. Kind of took a couple days off with the filming and just to kind of put the competition footage out there and everything like that, and closing the series to the competitor. So since this is the first episode, I would like to thank you all so much, guys, for the amazing support from the past two videos, the series, the competitor, especially the series finale, guys. I got such amazing feedback. That's awesome, guys, and it feels good to bulk, as you can tell, guys. A little bit of fluff has been going on, but it's growth season. So let's get right down to it. I know I'm not going to answer all the questions, guys. This is over 200 questions, and I'll answer the best ones, I guess you can say. I haven't looked over anything yet, so let's get right down to it. All right. Okay, Dannerman16 asks, any tips for growing social media and becoming an online coach? So I guess before I move on, this is going to be a very lengthy Q&A. I haven't done one in a while, but I'm going to choose the best questions possible that covers most of the stuff that I feel like I want to talk about. No bullshit questions or anything, but Dannerman16 asked, any tips for growing social media and becoming an online coach? Growing your social media, guys, you just have to hashtag a lot. I know we're talking about Instagram. Instagram is very different now. Like on your explore page, it shows like sometimes even your own photos will get posted. So the more popular your photos, the more people will see it, meaning the more new followers you'll get. And I guess my tip for social media is like just hashtag a lot, guys. You guys have to post very often. I'm at almost like 1,000 posts on my Instagram in a little over a year now. So I'm getting up there, guys. So you got to post pretty consistently and hashtag a lot. And becoming an online coach, guys, anybody can do it, but do you have the experience? Do you have like the credentials behind it? Is everything, because anybody can become an online coach. It's so saturated now, guys, that it's tough to know who's good and who's not. You know, sometimes there are people who don't have the best physiques, but their advice is amazing, and vice versa. You know, the people who have amazing physiques, sometimes they don't give the best advice. They don't know what they're talking about. So becoming an online coach, you guys have to have the credentials, guys, and you have to know what you're talking about. And I feel like you have to have at least a decent body to kind of market yourself more, because you're supposed to be a walking billboard, essentially. Ken Rubb asked, creatine during a cut. When did you start counting macros, and once you started, did you notice a significant change? Creatine is a supplement that I use daily. You know, it's not like this magic supplement that people think it is. Like a lot of people are like, oh, are you taking, like a lot of people who don't know about it are like, oh, do you take creatine? Like that means you're not natural. No, guys, creatine is like a natural supplement. It's in your meats. And so, yes, I do take creatine during a cut, during a bulk. I don't change my supplementation with that. Take 5 to 6 grams daily, every single day. And it's just not something that you notice like significantly, you know. When did you start counting macros, and once you started, did you notice a significant change? I started counting macros, I want to say in 2012, guys. Obviously during contest prep you have to, like for me, in order to get that to that next level of shredding, you have to count macros, guys. You have to know what you're taking in. Otherwise you'll just be inconsistent all the time. Did you notice a significant change? Yes, absolutely, guys. Obviously, when you're dieting, you need to count your macros, because you got to know what you're doing. You got to know what you're eating, unless you just eat the same exact stuff every single day. But during a bulk, absolutely. I guess to a certain extent, you know, like if you're just eating to just get huge and not care if you're getting fatter, then no, you don't really need to. But if you're tracking to a point where when you're bulking and you want to go into like a lean gain phase, you want to know kind of how much you're taking on the daily so that you're not hindering yourself from a lot of gains, or you're not eating in excess to where you gain too much weight too fast. Lean gains is definitely the way to go, guys. If you've been lifting for a long time, that is. You_define_art. As far as your calories and macros, how do you personally make those steps for getting back into a caloric surplus / bulk? I love this question, guys. Reverse dieting. That is absolutely the most vital part of bulking. And that is going to be my new series, guys, reverse dieting. Now, it's the hardest part, guys, is not dieting. Obviously, you know, you get to the lengthy part of the dieting to where you're extremely low in body fat and you're very, very much into your prep. Yes, that is difficult, but that is difficult to a certain extent because you have a deadline to meet. Like you know for sure, okay, I have this date that I need to be shredded by. But when you're reverse dieting, meaning coming out of a show and you don't want to get the rebound weight, which is like that, you know, that you get, some people gain like 20 pounds in a week. If you don't want that, you have to reverse diet, guys. And that is the most difficult part because essentially you don't have a deadline to meet anymore. You can eat how much ever you want, but you still have to be cautious because if you've been dieting like me I dieted for 6 months, guys. If you dieted that long, you know, anything can cause you to spill over extremely fast, guys, because the fat will come on like that. You know, in a matter of 2-3 days, guys, you'll be so surprised. So meaning like I've dieted for 6 months to just get shredded, but in those 2-3 days, I can gain everything back by just eating, and everything will be for nothing, you know. So slow and steady, guys, and that is where the discipline happens. Nick Delgado 21 asked, "Hey Daniel, macro wise, where are you going to set where are you setting yourself going forward? Are you going to immediately back to maintenance calories? If so, are you going to maintenance calories of your current weight?" Okay, guys, so obviously it kind of had a little bit to do with the most recent question. So calorie-wise, right now, I will talk about it in the next series that I'm going to be uploading, and we're starting real soon. I'm reverse dieting, and in that video, guys, I'm going to talk about my macros, where to go from there, what is my goal, how long I feel like it's going to take me, and what steps I'm going to do or to take to reach that goal. So stay tuned, guys, for that new series because that's coming real soon. Next week, and you won't want to miss it. Matthew_Kivnani asked, "What is your most lagging body group? How do you plan on bringing it up?" Definitely after seeing this show of like the most conditioned I've ever been, I noticed obviously my glutes and my hams, guys. I feel like I have a pretty decent physique, especially when I dieted down to under 142 pounds. I feel like I had a pretty solid physique for that body weight, but my glutes and hams were definitely lagging. Given my glutes had almost no fat to it, but I feel like my lower body needs a more rounder physique. Especially if I'm doing bodybuilding. So those two, my calves, obviously, my abs need to grow thicker, guys, and what else? And my chest. So those are definitely my most lagging body parts, and I'm going to be working a lot towards that goal. So Gal.Barsasat asked how to fix unbalanced chest. So meaning how do you fix your unbalanced chest? Guys, it's muscle imbalance is the most common thing in anyone's physique. Everybody has it. Mine are my arms. Like my right arm is like almost an inch bigger. I think 3/4 of an inch bigger than my left. And no matter how you train, it's going to happen, guys. It's part of your body. You know, you're more dominant one side than the other. That's common. So to to answer your question, Gal, is you have to work on a lot of unilateral movements, meaning machines that require one arm at a time, or dumbbells, and you don't necessarily do more reps on the weaker side over the stronger side, because that will create even more of an imbalance, a strength imbalance, not a size imbalance. So the best thing to do is just simply embrace it. You have to work towards it. You have to. I've been lifting for almost 8 years, guys, and I still have, obviously, my imbalances, and my strength is virtually the same on both sides because I use a lot of unilateral movements. Like bench press, I use more dumbbells than barbells. Like, I barely even use barbells because just control purposes and the imbalance. And so, like, when you're using a barbell, if let's say you're flat bench pressing, your more dominant hand can push obviously harder when you're struggling to hit that last rep. So especially for a beginner, definitely imbalances, you need to use a lot of unilateral movements. Josh Medina asked, what's your favorite song that gets you hyped up and ready to crush the weights? I don't know. It's like daily, like on a daily basis, I have different songs. Like, sometimes it's slow, like Adele and John Mayer. Sometimes it's like hardcore, like like Eminem or Limp Bizkit or Tool, like heavy metal and stuff. And sometimes it's like I feel ghetto, like I'm gonna listen to like rap music. Or sometimes I feel like I need like an upbeat, like, techno or something. And then like today's leg workout, I was just listening to podcasts and motivational speeches, and that kept me through everything. So on a daily basis, it's very different. Sometimes songs put me to sleep. Like, one day it's like really motivating for me. The next day I'll like fall asleep with that song. So it's kind of day-to-day basis. T_Roshu asked, a lot of people actually asked this question, why bodybuilding and not physique? It's just a personal preference, guys. I don't have anything against physique. They all have their own showing of, your physique and everything. But bodybuilding to me, guys, is an art form. Like, you put on this super skimpy underwear to pretty much show your whole physique. I train the hell out of my quads and my lower body. I do the best I can. Like, I murder my lower body, and I'll be damned if I have to cover that with some swimming trunks. For me, I love posing, guys. If you saw my most recent videos or my prep series, guys, I'm all about the posing. I love to showcase my physique. I don't want to limit it to like 3 or 4 poses. I want to be a free spirit when it comes to the posing, because every person has a different pose that accentuates their physique the most. And I don't know, guys. I just love bodybuilding because it's like an art. Like, when you're up there with your posing song, you get to do all this free stuff, like just moving around. Like, some people are doing like body rolls, and some people are, shimmying. And for me, I just pose, and I just feel like another person. I feel like out of this world, like in my own world when I'm posing. So I love bodybuilding, guys. I really don't think I'll ever not do bodybuilding if I were to compete again. But yeah, that's just me. I have a lot of dumb questions on here. It's like stupid questions. Guys, you guys are such trolls. But it's funny. Peter Zamora Fitness asked, a lot of people are asking this. I get a lot of emails. When are you going to offer online coaching? Extremely soon, guys. It's coming a lot sooner than you think. The reason why I've held off on online coaching, obviously besides prep, is because, everything has to revolve around prep, guys. I wanted to finalize everything. Like, I wanted to bring my absolute best package to the stage before I even started anything. Like, I want to show people, like, I dieted for 6 months. not everybody, it's not everybody's forte to diet for so long. That's just me. I like going slow and steady. It's better for metabolism, better for your body, because of slow transition. For the online coaching thing, guys, I had the belief that, you know, because I was so focused on myself with prep, I could not promise to give 110% to my clients. Not that I wasn't ready, but for the fact that bodybuilding is such a selfish sport, and like when I was on prep, like literally I would come home extremely tired, and I know for a fact that if I did it when I was on prep, I would fall behind on my emails because I didn't even have time sometimes to even edit my videos. So I was doing my absolute best, and it's coming a lot sooner than you think, guys. It's I'm starting to feel a lot better, have a lot more time, obviously, because I'm not doing cardio all the time, and I have more energy because of the food. So it's coming very soon, guys. Online coaching, be on the lookout for that. I'm accepting very little clients because you guys know I have a full-time job, and you know, I want to make time for myself too, and I don't want to spread myself too thin with too many clients where I oversaturate myself, because I want a very, very small niche of people in the beginning so I can give them my undivided attention. And you know, like it's a lot better, I feel like, because I'll feel more close-knit with the people as opposed to just having like 80-90 clients where they're just like giving me money and I'm just writing them plans. Like there's no relationship there. So since I'm new to all of this, I wanted to be very engaging with my first clients. So be on the lookout for that, Peter. It's coming, man. Don't you worry about that. Oh, this is a good one. Arminder28 asks, what methods have you found to be helpful for increasing any lift, such as bench, deadlift, squat? Okay, so you guys know, if you watch my videos, either like when I'm bulking or dieting, I always had one big lift, and obviously that'd be the very first movement. One big lift to where I do very little reps per set, whether it be 3 reps or it be 6 reps. I don't really go anything above 6 reps on my heavy compound movements, because I do many sets. So like if I were to do, for today, for example, I did squats. I did 8 sets of 3. And if I were to do 6 reps, I would do 5 sets of 6, you know? So it's like very, very concentrated on the compound movement. And I don't train to failure, guys. I leave at least half to 1 rep in a tank every single set. I don't get ahead of myself because I don't want to get to a weight where I'm like 2 sets in and I have to back out, back down the weight. I want to make sure that I can hit all of those reps with the same exact amount of weight. That is my compound movement. And then after that, I transition to accessory movements. Whether it be maybe even another compound movement, but I don't focus on the power for that one as much. So it'll be treated as more of a hypertrophy movement rather than the power. So I'll have probably one more compound movement focused on the hypertrophy after my power set, which is my first lift. And then after that compound movement, I'll move on to an isolation that accessorizes the lifts, meaning like for chest, I'll do like cable presses, you know? So essentially it's mimicking a dumbbell press, you know? So that is my accessory movement. And then so forth, you know, I train my triceps to kind of make my triceps a bit stronger, to increase my pushing power. So one big lift, then a compound movement for hypertrophy purposes, and then another isolation for accessorizing. So kind of like different steps here and there to complement the lift. Hope that helps. That's always how I've trained, and it works for me. So moving on. Man, there's so many questions, guys. You guys are awesome. I'm trying to go through as many as I can without repeating any or having stupid questions. There's no stupid questions. It's just like, I would rather have more informative questions, especially because this is a Q&A. And you guys already know me by now. Not like, what's your favorite color, or like, what's that shirt you wear? Like, I don't want to answer that in a Q&A, you know? Oh, this is good. Gio Colombo _fitness asks, what do you regret about this prep? I have no regrets, guys. This is the first ever prep I've ever documented and published on YouTube. And the inspiration that I've drawn from you guys and you have drawn from me has made me a better person, if that makes sense. Like, there's so many people that are inspired by this prep, and I've, you know, like all of the hard days, all of the struggles, like all of the days that I've wanted to quit has all paid off, you know, because you guys make me feel like I am on top of the world, you know, like, oh my gosh, guys, you have no idea. Like, I have no regrets. Anything in life that I've ever done, like whether it be good or bad, I've never had regrets, because I've always been the person that to think everything happens for a reason, that everything leading up to the point where you are currently is because of all the good and bad. You know, you learn from the good, you learn from the bad, and you progress from the good. So that's how I look at it, guys. No regrets, no regrets. And just don't look back, guys. Just look forward, you know? Learn from your mistakes. I always live by don't ask permission, just ask forgiveness. Essentially kind of complements it, like don't look back type of deal. Elliot.good with an E _. When will you be competing again? Oh, guys, so I've stated that I don't want to compete again. And it's because, you know, I was like so over it. I prepped for 6 months and I was so depleted, and but I brought the best package ever. You know, for like past 4 days, I've told myself I don't want to compete again. I don't want to compete again. I'm so sick of it. But now I look back, I'm like, man, I already miss it. Every time I've competed, I've always said that I don't want to compete anymore because of how hard it was. But at the end of the day, like, especially now, like the people that I've inspired to do something different, and on top of that, I've got the stage bug. Like, I just want to bring a better package. I want to compete again. So I was thinking maybe 2018, guys. Maybe you'll see a competitor season 2 in 2018. Possibly, or maybe even 2017. You never know, but we gotta make some gains first, guys. We gotta focus on getting swole. A lot of questions are about reverse dieting. Yes, I will be reverse dieting. Don't worry about that, guys. Okay. This is awesome, guys. Precious _fit _life. Hi, Daniel. Congratulations on your success at the competition. My question, if you could pick one character trait you wish everyone to have, which one would you choose? That's a good one, guys. I think I would pick consistency. A lot of people in life, like, this covers probably a very, very big category, but a lot of people in life, guys, when things are hard, they quit. Or in the beginning, they start so strong and they just thin out and they start fading away as, you know, they get complacent or things start to die down. Guys, it's all about consistency. Whether something is easy or whether it's hard, no matter what it is, guys, you have to do it with heart. Like, you have to be consistent, and if you want something to pay off, you can't do it in the beginning and expect it to happen overnight. Expect something good to happen overnight, because that doesn't happen. If you're consistent with it, you stay on it, on top of it, like, good things will come from it, guys. You know, and especially, like, you know, things like this prep, guys, if I was not consistent, I would not have brought the best package ever. Like, simply put. So it's all about consistency. Stick to it. I like that question. That was a good question. Oh yeah, guys, I'm like sitting on my desk. Like, I don't know if this is boring for you guys, but I don't really care too much about having a interesting setting, especially when I'm doing a Q&A. So if you guys are getting bored or sleepy, you guys can turn it off. But if you're sticking around and you see this right here, you're MVP as fuck. I love you, man. You watching this video, you're so awesome. I'm gonna answer 5 more questions. 5. Brianna Griff asked, what for you is the hardest thing about competition prep, the biggest challenge for you, and also what is the best / most gratifying part of it all? The hardest part about competition was the depletion. That was so difficult, guys. The fact that you're not able to, or you're not allowed really to go out after a certain amount of time because you're restricting macros and your body just physically wants more, it changes you. You know, it makes you like turn into like a turtle, like where you're just hiding in your shell, like I did for the past like 2 months because of my macros. Like, I want to save my energy and I don't want to go overboard on my macros, and because eating at home is like you have more volume, because you guys know I'm volume king. And what is the best, most gratifying part of it all? Stepping on stage. Knowing that all of your hard work paid off and you brought everything that you could to the table, and you have all your friends and family cheer you on, all the support. Like, I had so many Snapchats a day, probably like over 100 Snapchats a day from you guys, and you guys are awesome. That is so rewarding. So rewarding. 4 more. Ever chasing daylight, do you think you'd ever try powerlifting? Probably not. I like bodybuilding too much, guys. A lot of people don't know this, but Karen Kumar 1327 asks, what vlogging camera do you use? I use a Panasonic Lumix G7, which is a baby GH4, which is pretty much like, this camera is like one of the best 4K cameras you can buy under like $600. So this camera was sick, guys. The Panasonic Lumix G7. So I got 2 more. So Mam Bang Big asks, when cardioing for a prep, is LISS, low intensity steady state, sufficient, or high intensity interval training should be included too? Congrats on bringing such sick condition to the table. Thank you, bro. And they're both beneficial in their very own ways. I did both. LISS is more of like a more, how do you say it, longer duration cardio. Like, you're constantly at that same rate for an extended period of time, so it does help burn fat a lot. Because high intensity, you can't go all out, you know, for an extended period of time. Obviously, you can't physically, but high intensity confuses your body to where like you don't burn fat just at that instant. It's like an extended period of time. Like, you can keep burning fat until like the next day because of the effect that it has on your heart rate, your body. Just naturally, I don't limit it. I do both. My brother's home. How long? Last question. Let's make this a good one. I like this one. It's _me_Roddy. Biggest fitness mistake and how you overcame it. So this is the very last question. The biggest fitness mistake I've ever made was ego lifting. It's the most common thing is ego lifting because every beginner has it. because you just want to show off, like in the beginning, especially like you're making so many gains, shrink gains, you know, body gains, that you just want to show off sometimes when you're, especially when you're at a commercial gym, or maybe you want to impress a girl that's like next to you, or maybe you want to impress another guy because you're stronger than him. I don't know, but that is the absolute biggest mistake, but that is the most common mistake, so I don't blame you guys. I mean, everyone's gone through it, and overcame it because I got injured when I was squatting 365 for 5 sets of 5, and then on the very last rep I tried to impress someone and I injured myself, so that was shitty. I overcame it because obviously that has set me back, but you know, you learn from it, you program, and you realize that that stuff doesn't make any sense to do. It really has no beneficial traits to it. So obviously everyone learns. Like the longer you've lifted, the more you realize, like, okay, if I just take my time and do it right, it has a better effect than to kill your body the wrong way. Essentially, you just got to be patient. Name of the game is patience, guys. Slow and steady wins the race with everything, guys. So that's it, guys. So overcame it by being smart. But that's going to conclude this Q&A, guys. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you all for the amazing support when I closed the series. A new series is yet to unfold. Stay tuned for online coaching because it is coming very soon. And hope you all enjoyed this Q&A. Hope it's very informative. For those of you who are seeking these questions, I will post Q&As, obviously, you know, soon, another Q&A. But that's going to conclude it, guys. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Love you guys.